హరే కృష్ణ. సో మనం 4వ స్కందంలో పృథు మహారాజు యొక్క చర్చ గురించి చర్చించుకుంటున్నాం. పృథు మహారాజు తను పుట్టిన తర్వాత పృథు మహారాజు యొక్క తన ఆవిర్భావం ఎలా జరిగింది, తర్వాత అతను అక్కడ ఉండే వాళ్ళందరూ అతన్ని పొగిడిన తర్వాత
Which language you are talking?
సారీ తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను.
I can't understand. Okay.
Nowadays I'm doing Telugu lectures, so I got the opportunity. Okay. So Prithu Maharaj, the discussion is about how he appeared in that sacrifice, and then how he was kind of after he was born, he was praised by others, and then he was how he understood that all their citizens, they were suffering from hunger. So he chased Mother Earth, and Earth appeased him, and then he again milked the earth of its all the vital necessities for his citizens. That episode we have seen, and the previous chapter also we have seen how when he was performing 99 sacrifices, he has performed 99 sacrifices, but while performing 100 sacrifice, his Indra became envious, and he kind of started stealing the horse. So at that time, Brahmaji has come and stopped Prithu Maharaj in performing 100 sacrifice. So he sacrificed his 100th sacrifice. So because of that, Lord Vishnu has appeared. I think till this point we have discussed. So we'll continue from this discussion. When Lord Vishnu was satisfied with actually the sacrificing the 100th sacrifice, because Prithu Maharaj exhibited the quality of renunciation. So with that, the Lord kind of satisfied with Prithu. So he came, and when he came, he brought Indra along with him and asked Prithu to forgive him. So that's how this chapter will start. So he appeared, the Lord has appeared along with Indra, and he was very much satisfied with Prithu Maharaj, and he started speaking that this Indra, he stopped your 100 sacrifice. So you please forgive him, because he is now asking forgiveness from you. And he started giving a lot of knowledge to Prithu Maharaj, how a king should rule. So all those instructions he will give to Prithu Maharaj. So very nice instructions. He says that in general, why not to harm other beings, or in general. He says that the intelligent devotees, Sudhiya Sadhavo Loke, the intelligent persons, are especially the devotees who are the best of all the human beings. They generally don't harm any other living beings, because they know that they are not this body, but they are Atma, not this body. They are sitting in the body, but they are not the body. So therefore, when if someone clearly understood that they are not this body, but the soul, so they will not do any violence for any other living beings, because they don't identify themselves as bodies only. So in this way, he kind of first instruction only, he is kind of giving instruction that the knowledge of soul different from body is very important. And if someone clearly knows, then his envious nature will not be there. He will not harm any other being. That he first mentions. And then if an intelligent person like you also gets bewildered by the Maya of the Lord, then all your efforts is like only will go in labor. So, like a person by doing so many actions, so is the person who has achieved knowledge when he understood that this body actually arises because of actions performed because of desire arising from ignorance. That person, when he understands that he is not this body, then he is no longer attached to the body. So what he is saying is that in general, how a person attains a body, the person attains a body because of his actions, um, his actions which are done for the desire to fulfill, and that desire itself comes from avidya. Avidya is ignorance. So because of that, this body has arisen. Now, this person, by serving wise elderly persons, Dirgaya Vruddha Sevaya, wise elderly persons, if he serves, slowly he understands his situation, and he understood that by actions out of desire for this body has arrived. Now I should not get in this body. So like that he may decide and he will not get attached to his body. So that's how a wise person will behave. But if you bewildered by Lord's Maya and you also think in terms of body and like I am this body, then the result is only labor. So therefore, a wise person does not perform actions. He is wise person. He is not attached to his body, and he will have. So if he doesn't have attachment to his body only, so what to speak of his attachment for house, children, and wealth, which all arise from the body. So when Lord is speaking, whenever Lord is coming and started speaking, even in Gita also, like they don't talk in the terms of bodily platform. They immediately make one identify that they are not this body but the soul. Anything in connection with this body is like useless. So like that, the Lord is, as soon as he started speaking to Prithu, he is giving the knowledge of difference between body and the soul. So he is not attached. And then after telling about the difference between body and the soul, he also mentions about the difference between there is one more personality like super soul, Paramatma. So that Paramatma also he says that Paramatma is Ekaha, is pure, Shuddha, is beyond material gunas, pure, and Swayam Jyoti, the shelter of all the gunas, but he is nirguna. He is not covered by that gunas, but guna ashraya. All gunas depend upon him only. He is sarvago. He is like all pervading. He can go. But like all these qualities, they are like jiva can be different, right? Paramatma is one, but living entities they are infinite. Paramatma is always pure, but living entity can become bound by the gunas. And also, Paramatma is he is he is he is not at all bound by gunas, but jivas are bound by gunas. And jivas depend upon gunas, but Paramatma is the shelter for gunas. And Paramatma pervades everywhere, but jiva is not pervading. Jiva can has its influence only in the material body, it conforms it. So, and Jiva is covered by house and other objects. And Jiva is the not the witness, but is often unconscious and has clouded vision. So, in this way, but Paramatma can act like a Sakshi, he can observe everything. So, in this way, there are a lot of differences between Atma and Paramatma. But in this way, he is kind of giving knowledge of super soul. But these differences directly not mentioned by the Lord, but mentioned by the acharyas, by he quoted the qualities of Paramatma. Then he also says, what is the result of understanding all these things? Knowledge of Atma, Paramatma in the body. So the person who knows that Paramatma is situated within, though he is situated in that body, he is not affected by the gunas because he is situated in the Lord. So that is the result. So in that there is one chapter in Gita, 13th chapter, which also speaks about the three aspects it speaks. Kshetra, Kshetrajna. There is Kshetra. Kshetra is called as this body. Kshetrajna is one who knows this body is called as Kshetrajna. So the first one who knows this body is the Atma, who knows about only one Kshetra. But Krishna also says, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. You understand that I am also Kshetrajna, who is situated in everyone's body, and I know everyone's Kshetra, everyone's body. So like that, Krishna says that I know everyone's body. So in this way, he gave this knowledge of difference between body and the soul and Paramatma. So then, after giving that knowledge, he starts giving instructions. One man gains this knowledge, then he will start endeavoring to attain the Lord. So he who understands this knowledge, who without any material desire, when he starts worshipping me regularly with faith, through his duties, swadharma, which is like varnashrama dharma duties, by performing, develop slowly when he performs bhakti along with his duties, he will kind of develop a satisfied mind. Manorajan prasidati. So mind will get uh, pleased when he starts worshipping me along with his varnashrama duties without any material desires. He will become very much pleased in his mind. Then, in this way, when he practices that bhakti, slowly he will come out of the influence of gunas and he is able to see correctly with that purified mind. Because of that, he will attain peace. So that peace, that position, that is uh, it is like non-difference between the Lord. So that is called as Brahman or Kaivalya platform. In this way, he will attain when he practices, he will attain the position of Brahman, means not this body, but as a spiritual living entity. Understand that position. So that person who is situated like that, and who knows that he is situated that is as a jiva, but it's different from this body. So all this subtle body and gross body that he is existing, so they are all working as a like they are all different from jiva. Like all my senses, sense organs, and the devatas who are facilitating this body, that jiva he absorbs them. That it is separate, different from me. So then that jiva, when he understands, he also knows the Paramatma. That time he will attain release from this world. This world. In this way, the jiva he will attain different. They attain different from this. Attains liberation. So that person, that uh, how is it that he is able to attain that freedom? How he can become indifferent to body and senses? So for this, he says that he, although he is situated in the body, he observes that samsara, this whole world is running because if someone is identifying with his subtle body, which is made up of intelligence, sense objects, sense organs, and sense devatas. If someone identifying with that subtle body, he will identify with this body. But devotees, because they have developed strong connection with the Lord, so they understand that their Swarupa like their swarupa, they are actually different from the subtle body. He does not undergo samsara. He is like subtle body is actually different from me, like that he understand. He does not identify with it. So in this way, he become free from that samsara. In this way, the devotee will never, when in connection with the Lord's friendship, he is not agitated by the three modes or the material body which always agitates. In this way, he gives this knowledge, and then he gives instructions of how to rule the citizens, because he is a king. So how to execute that worship he mentions. So he says, you be equal in happiness and distress, and you treat everyone, all the living entities, whether they are highly situated, middle, or low, equally, and you control your mind and senses. And for you, whatever things that are required, the people required, they will all be supplied by me only, right? All the ministers will be supplied by me. So under all the things that are necessary, everything will be supplied by me, the Lord. So in this way, I will supply everything, and you engage all these people in protecting all the people. So basically, when a king becomes king, even the his powers, his ministers, everything is being supplied by the Lord only. So in that consciousness, the king should rule, and he should engage all the ministers, everyone, in the service of the citizens, protecting all the people. So Bhagavatam again and again gives the sacred duties of a king. So the first duty the Lord is mentioning that he should protect the citizens. Please engage in, and he should engage all the ministers, which are actually given by the Lord only, in protecting the population. And everything the king should think, even the ministers and other beings that are under his command, they are also supplied by the Lord only. Like that, he should think. And he should be equal in happiness or distress, in material happiness or distress. And he should treat uh, everyone like elevated or degraded. So elevated or degraded are in terms of gunas. Like someone is in sattva guna, he is in elevated position. But someone is in tamo guna, who is exhibiting all the low qualities, he is in degraded. So, but the king should treat everyone equally. So, and he should he should protect all the population given by the Lord. And so, what is what is the benefit of king if he protects citizens? So, the king, like generally, he has a right to collect the tax from the citizens. So, if we nicely protect the population, and protection here means physical protection as well as protecting their dharma, means the king has a responsibility of seeing that citizens should not commit sin and they are engaged in the activities of dharma. So, therefore, if the protection means seeing that citizens are engaged in dharma and not committing sin, that is also one kind of protection. So, the king has a right to attain one-sixth of their piety. So, because of that, if all the citizens they are engaged in piety, the king will acquire that one-sixth of piety. But if all the citizens they are engaged in sin, he will acquire that one-sixth of sin. So because of that, he will suffer. So therefore, it is the duty of the king to engage citizens uh, uh, in performing dharma, because kings have a right to collect the tax. He will collect one-sixth of their income. So because of that, he has a right to acquire, uh, give protection, and this way he has to rule. And you should because the king is actually leader in dharma, which is coming from parampara system, and that dharma is approved by the best of the Brahmanas who knows the scriptures. So in this way, that dharma he has to uphold. And if you in this way not attached to your position and always protecting that, when you rule, you will be loved by all the people, and you will also see great saints come into your house in a short time. So in this way, the Lord is only predicting that great saints will come. That means four Kumaras will come in future. So that Lord is predicting. So in this way, Lord kind of instructed Prudu to nicely take care of his citizens, and then finally asking that please ask me some benediction, because I am very much pleased with your wonderful qualities and nature. And generally, it is very difficult to please me by sacrifices, some austerities or yoga, but I am easily pleased with devotional qualities, which are devotion, bhakti, arising from bhakti. So, Lord is more pleased with the devotional conduct, devotional qualities and nature which arise from bhakti. So, in this way, but other processes he is not so much attracted. He is neutrally, he observes them, not controlled by them. Like that he concludes. So hearing that, Prithu Maharaj, as soon as Lord instructed Indra, forgive Indra. So Lord, he immediately forgave Indra, he embraced Indra, and he was, Indra also begged forgiveness from Prithu. So in this way, they kind of forgave each other. Then Prudu started worshipping the Lord, and Prudu kind of took hold, like he kind of grasped the lotus feet of the Lord with a lot of bhakti. He started worshipping the Lord, and with his Prudu, he is seeing the Lord who is uh, very much affectionate to his devotee. So he Lord wanted to leave, but because Prutu was very much lovingly dealing with the Lord, Lord did not depart. So Prutu's eyes are filled with tears. Because of that, he is not able to see the Lord properly, and his voice was choked, and because of it, he could not speak properly also. But somehow he controlled his emotions. He wiped away his tears, and he saw the Lord visibly nicely. The Lord is satisfied. When he saw the Lord, Lord's feet are not touching the ground. Generally, Lord's feet does not touch the ground. But here, out of affection for Prutu, the Lord's feet were touching, and his hand was placed on the shoulder of Garuda. So that is because, like Acharyas, they comment that generally Lord's feet do not touch the air, but he was controlled by Prudu's devotion. So because of extreme mercy, he forgot himself, Lord, and he is touching his feet to the earth. But he is not, uh, because it is not a habit. He was like kind of to keep himself from stumbling. He is kind of keeping one hand on the shoulder of Garuda. So like that Sridhar Swami has explained. So in this way, like Lord was controlled by Prudu's qualities. Now at this point of time, Prithu Maharaj offers wonderful prayers to the Lord. These prayers are very famous prayers, if I can understand. So he says, Varan vibhotva varadeshwara buddha katham vrinite gunavikriyatmana yena rakana api santi dehina tani kaivalya pate vrinena cha. He's saying, Varan vibhotvat varadeshwara buddha. O Lord, you are Varadeshwara, means you can give so many benedictions, because Lord told in the end, I am very much pleased with you, please ask a benediction. So for that he is replying, you are Varadeshwara, you can give whatever benediction one asks, but How can an intelligent person, Buddha, an intelligent person, will ask a benediction? Katham Vrinite, how will he ask a benediction which will bind him in these three modes? Guna Vikri Atmanam, and this like all the three modes or any benediction which will give pleasure to senses, that sense pleasure is available even for people who are situated in Naraka. Ye Narakanam apisanti dehina. So therefore, I don't ask any benediction which will please my senses. So, Tanisha Kaivalyapate Bruninacha. Oh Kaivalyapati, you can award liberation. So I don't ask any boon which will bind me in these three modes, which this enjoyment is available even for people who are situated in hell also. I don't want that benediction. But what benediction I will ask? So he is asking, like Kaivalyapati he has dressed. Kaivalyapati means master of liberation. So master of liberation means, is it like merging? He will ask. So for that to answer, I never ask that Sahijya Mukti, which is like merging into your body. So for that he's saying, Nakamayena tadapyaham pachin nayatra yushma charanambujasavah महत्तमांत हृदयान्मुखच्युतं विदत्स्वकर्णायुतमेषमेवरः. So, O Lord, I never ask from you anything in which there is no pleasure of the Yusma Charanambujasa. There is no pleasure of your uh, lotus feet, no nectar of your lotus feet. That means Lord's lotus feet. If you read Bhagavatam again and again, Lord's lotus feet is said to be nectar. Padambuja Shreya, Padambuja Asava, Asava is nectar, kind of. Krishnangri Madhupadmalin. So, like that, Prudu Maharaj also says, Dhruva Maharaj also says that, like, he says that, uh, like, the nectar, Ya Nirvuti Stanuvritam Tava Pada Padma Dhyana Bhavajana Kada Shravanena Vasya. So, the pleasure that will one will attain by meditating on your lotus feet or hearing your kada is not there even in Brahmananda. Sa Brahmani Swamahimani Apinatamavu. So same, Dhruva Maharaj also said Brahmananda is inferior to Bhaktyananda, like meditating on the lotus feet. Same, he is also, Prithu Maharaj is also again asking the same thing. I don't want anything like that merging into the Lord or that Sahijya Mukti, where there is no existence of remembering your lotus feet. So that is, I think that is the worst misery, forgetting your lotus feet. There is no honey of your lotus feet there. There is no sweetness of talks about your qualities there. So in this way, I don't want that one. But what you want? I want Mahattamanta Hridayan Mukhachuto Vidatsva Karnayushitam Yeshamevar. I want millions of years where Karnayutam, millions or many thousands of years, where I can hear the glories of the Lord which are coming from Mahattamanta Hridayan, the Mukhachuto, the great personalities, when they speak about you, those words I want to hear through my ears. So that is, I will consider that as my benediction. That is worthy of benediction. Millions of years to hear Krishna Katha. So same thing that Dhruva Maharaj prayed, same thing he is also asked. Bhakti Muhu Prabhatam, like otherwise I want to hear your Katha. So that is how he is describing. So in general, the great devotees, they are all experience lot of great bliss in their hearts. So just like Bhagavatam is coming from Shukadeva Goswami's mouth, it became more sweeter. So similarly, when the great devotees they relish your topics, the topics even become more sweeter. So in this way, and I want to hear that Krishna Katha. Give me millions of years. And I cannot even give up one among all the topics and that are being sung everywhere by anyone about any subject concerning the Lord. So therefore, wherever Krishna Katha is happening, I want to go and hear. So like that, he was out of greed, is asking for infinite number of years. So that also indicates that I desire other senses, like other senses which engage themselves in serving the Lord. So that Eshamevara, this is my way. I don't want anything else. So I want more and more senses to relish your things connection with you. That I want. That he is asking. So what will happen if he hears? So how will you achieve liberation if you simply hear about Krishna Kada? So he says, Sauttamashlokamahadmukachyuto bhavat padambhoj sudakana स्मृतिं पुनर्विस्मृततत्त्ववत्मनो हुये विनाम्नो वितरत्यलं वरे. So that when I heard that glories of Uttama Shloka from the Lord, from the great devotees, Bhavat Padamboja Sudha Kanalila. So what will happen is the when they speak the like when they speak the topics that are coming from the mouths of these great devotees are the wind that is coming from the touch of the lotus of your lotus feet that will give remembrance. Smritir Punar Vismrita Tattva Vatmana. We are actually moving in this world without smriti of your pastimes, your thing. We always forgot you, O Lord. Again, we will get remind ourselves of our relationship with you. So, and we are kuyogis, kuyogina. We don't, we are rejecting liberation kind of thing. So we are kuyogi. So no, vitaratyalambare. So that is enough to regain relationship with you. That kind of vara is enough. I don't want any other benediction, including liberation. So what he is speaking is that the like those who have forgotten the truth that I am part and parcel of the Lord, I have the relationship with the Lord, but by uh, hearing the glories of the Lord, slowly that revival will take place. He will understand that, oh, actually, I have uh, forgotten the relationship between Paramatma and Atma. So their natures, all those things I have forgotten. So now I want to re-establish. So in this way, I don't want any other liberation. I just want to hear your glories. Like that he is saying. So hearing restores one relationship with the Lord. And he says, Yashashivam Shruvarya Sangame Yadruchaya Chopashunoti Te Sakrut Katham Gunajno Viramed Vinapashu Shriryat Prabhavre Gunasangrahe Chaya. So if someone Yashashivam, this is like very auspicious topics. Sushruva Arya Sangame in the company of devotees, when he heard the glories, Yadruchaya, out of Yadrucha, when he hears, Chopa Shrunoti Tesakrut, once he heard the qualities of the Lord in the association of devotees, how that person, Katam Gunajno Viramed Vinapasham, how that person can, who is intelligent, can stop doing that, gives up Vinapasham, except like kind of animal. Shriryat Pravavre Gunasangrayachaya, even Lord Goddess of Fortune, Lakshmi, he also accepts that she also have to taste those qualities of the Lord, have a desire to taste the qualities of that Lord. Give up. So therefore, no one will give up that glorification. So therefore, yogis, jnanis, others may give up the topics of the Lord, but I will never give up the bhakti. I will never give up the topics of the Lord. So that's what Prithu Maharaj is implying. So basically, Prithu is praying only for bhakti, not any other jnana, karma, yoga, all those things. He doesn't want. He only want to enjoy the Lord's topics. That itself is more than enough. So Lakshmi and others also taste those wonderful pastimes of the Lord. So I also, that is the proof. So therefore, my desire is in line with Lakshmi. So therefore, I also want to just hear about your glories. That bhakti I will do. I will not do any dry jnana and other things. So by that only I will get pleased. So like that, he is kind of praying for this. So then he expresses one more uh, desire that he says, you are having all the wonderful qualities. I have a desire to worship your lotus feet. But uh, Lakshmi Devi is also always try to serve your lotus feet. So there may be some competition between Lakshmi and myself because uh, because I also want to serve your lotus feet, and Mother Lakshmi we also want to serve lotus feet. So he is addressing Lakshmi as mother. So he has a uh, rasa of dasya plus Veera bhakti. So Veera rasa he has, means where the devotee, he had taken shelter of Krishna and he has complete attraction for Krishna, and because of that he does not notice others. So that is like Veera Bhakta kind of thing. So he's like he wanted to serve the Lord, and there may be some conflict with Lakshmi Devi. He is the mother of this whole universe, and he is also my mother because I also reside within this universe. So, and when both want to serve the same lotus feet, so Lakshmi Devi is in Madhurya Rasa. As a wife, she want to massage the lotus feet, and he is Prutu is in Dasya Bhav, the Lord he want to serve. So, but still, you give importance to your devotees. Means basically, you it's like a father taking the side of a child. So you seeing that your children are walking improperly, you will come and support your children. So like that, if there is some quarrel between Lakshmi Devi and me, just because previously you see that I made quarrel with Indra, and so similarly I may quarrel with her. But you took just like you took my side in quarrel with Indra, you should also favor me when there is quarrel with Lakshmi Devi. Why? Because you make insignificant person also very great because you are very affectionate to even insignificant creatures. So, like Lakshmi Devi, if he becomes angry, are you not afraid of her anger? So he's saying that I do not fear her anger because I have your power. Why should I worry about her? My strength is your great mercy. So this is like one of the attitude. It's not like arrogance. It is like when someone got attracted to the Lord, sometimes he may exhibit this kind of activity. It is like pure devotee qualities only. Sometimes, sometimes some incident may happen that a neophyte, like a normal devotee, also sometimes he may respect the Lord but neglect the other devotees. That is mentioned as Kanishta mentality. So that is like not appreciated. But here, in the case of Prutu, this is not like Kanishta mentality. It is out of great love for the Lord, out of eagerness to serve the lotus feet of the Lord, is kind of not considering any other thing in order to for that. So in that way, he is like compared, he is like exalted. So that attitude is one of the rasa some type of devotees will maintain. Then he is saying that the great devotees, therefore, always worship the Lord who kind of destroy so many illusions that arise from the gunas of Maya. Like in this world, so many Maya surrounds everyone. So therefore, devotees understanding that they always worship the Lord, and For the devotees, mm, they the result of worshipping the Lord is also always remembering your lotus feet. So therefore, this is the greatest benediction. And he says that you are asking, please ask for a benediction. So when you say, please choose a benediction, that is actually bewildering to the world, because people always, when they follow your instructions, they you have given this Vedic instructions of the Varnashram Dharma and other like Vedic rituals to attain Pitraloka, Sargaloka. So these are all bound by those instructions. People under illusion, they are bewildered. So therefore, don't bewilder us in this way, in this asking for a benediction. And that people, because of uh, bewildered by your Maya, they are desiring other things which are other than worshipping you. So therefore, you only you only choose what is best for us. That will avoid best thing. तन्माययाद्धा जनैष खण्डिता यदन्यदाशास्तरतात्मनो बुधः यथाचरेद्बालहितं पिता स्वयं तथा त्वमेवार्हसि नः समीहितुम्. So by your Maya, people are in this world, they are bewildered. So because of that, they are asking other things. But you only please take care. Just like a father takes care of the child himself, similarly, you only takes care of all of us. So in this way, you maintain us. You know, because as a father knows best for the what knows he knows best for the child. Similarly, you know what is best for us. So therefore, you treat us accordingly in that way. So this is a nice prayer that because Lord knows everything, we can always pray to the Lord that, oh Lord, please, whatever you think that is best for me, you do like that. So like that, this is the best prayer that Kudu Maharaj is asking. In this way, he submitted himself to the Lord, asking that you only take care of me. The Lord is pleased with these prayers of Prithu Maharaj. So then he said, when he asked that bhakti, he said, he benedicted that, may you have bhakti to me. So, Mai bhakti rastute. And that is the great good fortune. It is a great good fortune that your intelligence is situated in me only. You are not asking anything separate from me. So, if someone has this kind of intelligence, then those persons will be able to cross over this Maya, which is in general very difficult to cross this Maya. So therefore, you have fine intelligence. The Lord is certifying that Prithu has wonderful intelligence. And then after saying that, let you have bhakti. So he's saying that again giving instructions to protect the citizens with great instruction, with great attention. Do as I have instructed. Protect all the citizens in maintaining dharma. And when people follow my instruction, then they will attain highest benefit under all conditions. So, in this way, again, Lord indicated to follow orders carefully. Then the Prudu also accepted those words of the Lord, and he worshipped the Lord. Then the Lord again decided to leave. So Prudu worshipped other personalities there, Devatas, Pitrus, Gandharvas, Siddhas, everyone that came by folding his hands, by offering his words and wealth. And because he thought that all these personalities, they are representatives of the Lord. So in this way, they also left the place. Lord also, uh, he has captured the minds of Prudu and other teachers. He also left for his abode. So in this way, uh, Prutu, he offered obeisances to all the devatas and all the Lord also, who is including all the devatas. He also returned to his house. In this way, Prutu Maharaj sacrifice and his prayers to the Lord that is mentioned. So now, since the Lord told to rule citizens properly, how Prithu Maharaj ruled their citizens, that is described in this chapter, instructions by Maharaj Prithu. So in this way, Prithu, after performing sacrifice, he came back to his city. And he came back to his city. His city was nicely decorated with pearls, flower garlands, cloth, arches, like so many incenses, and especially the roads when he's coming, they were all nicely decorated with sandalwood and agru like that. So lot of welcome was done for the Prithu Maharaj, sounds of Vedic mantras, grand welcome. But Prithu, there is no pride in Prithu, although he was like welcomed very nicely and all auspicious, glorious ingredients were used to welcome him. When the people, Brahmanas and others, when they are offering blessings, he received all those blessings. And common citizens, they were all praising him. He accepted them. So, and in this way, he came back and he started ruling the ruled the whole earth, and he variously he performed these activities, rule, and finally attained the Lord. So in this way, he like Maitreya Muni, he concluded through this activity. So again, Vidura, he wanted to hear more about Prithu Maharaj. So again, Vidura said that once the Brahmanas, they have appointed Prithu as the king, and so he milked the earth. And also, I want to hear more about Prithu's glories. So even he has performed so many actions that even people now also devatas and others, they are maintaining their lives because of his actions. So please narrate his more actions. And so in this way he is asking, then he how Prithu ruled, that he started narrating. So Prithu, he was living in the land between Ganga and Yamuna rivers. So through his activities, he enjoyed, experienced enjoyment. The, he is ruling as a king, but as a king, he will get lot of enjoyment, right? So how he is thinking of that enjoyment? So he is thinking that all his enjoyment is a result of his karma, and he is exhausting the results of his previous pious activities. Bhogan Punya Jihasaya, like Punya activities he might have performed in this life previously or also in previous lives. He thought that all the bhoga, all the enjoyment that is coming to him is kind of exhausting all those Punya karmas. So, like that, he was thinking, right? So, although, in general, if you see, Prithu Maharaj is a Shaktavesh avatar of the Lord, and he is also devotee of the Lord. Both Shaktavesh avatar and devotee will not have any prarabdha karmas. Prarabdha karmas means karmas that are experienced in the present life. But because the devotees, they have lot of great bhakti, they think themselves as not great devotees. Out of humility, they are thinking that this pious and impious karmas they are experiencing, they are like a just like a conditioned soul experiences, like that they are also experiences them. So like that he is thinking. So like this is mentioned for even other kings also. That's how Prahlad, Dhruva, and they also think like that. And then Prithu Maharaj, how he is ruling. So that is mentioned that where whatever order he orders, that goes unchallenged everywhere. So he had authority over everyone except Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So like Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, Kshatriyas cannot control. So but he will control everyone. So in this way he had authority over everyone except Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Anyatra Achyuta Brahmana Kulat Anyatra Achyuta Gotrata. So one may be Brahmana or one may be a devotee of Lord Vishnu, Achyuta Gotra. So they are also, like Prutu is respecting them also because they were the gurus of various mantras used in worship. So like that previously Rishabdev, like later also it will come, Rishabdev also says that king should instruct his sons or students without becoming angry. And so therefore he is also exhibiting those qualities. He is nicely protecting the citizens. So one time there was a great sacrifice he started. So at that time, Devata, like the Devatas and Brahmanas, saintly kings, they were all present. So in that great assembly, he stood up and he kind of started addressing them. So that Prudu, when he was stand there, his beauty was mentioned. That he was very tall, he was long, he has fair complexion, lotus eyes, has a graceful nose, beautiful, nice face, shoulders. Like in this way, the beauty of Prudu Maharaj is mentioned, and so he is like having that beautiful, wonderful gesture. So he started speaking the words, especially his speech. He has wonderful speech, and that speech has wonderful qualities. That speech, wonderful qualities is mentioned here. Charu chitra padam slakshnam mrishtam gudham aviklabham sarvesham upakaratham tada anuvadan nibha. So his speech is charu, means very attractive. Chitrapadam, there are very nicely used words, mm, which are ornamented with beautiful syllables. Lakshnam is very faultless, and Mrishtam is like like it has very deep meanings. Gudam is deep meaning. Mrishtam is like it has having lot of allusions and other things. And also Aviklavam, it is easy to understand. And also Sarvesham Upakarartham, it is for the benefit of everyone. So for these purposes, he is speaking. So that means like if someone's speech, if it wants to be nice, so these are the qualities that if that speech has, then it is said to be nice speech. So beautiful, having flowery words, clear, easily understood, meaningful, beneficial, and without any doubts. So, and like a lot of allusions. In this way, it will make great speech. So, in this way, now he started speaking. So, when Prithu Maharaj he starts speaking, so in that assembly, there are so many people, right? So, like in that assembly, that he started speaking to devotees. In this assembly, there are so many people are there. O devotees who have gathered here, let all the good fortune to you. So uh, please listen carefully. So in the assembly of devotees, those who know the truth or those who are inquisitive to know the truth, they should announce the principles which they have carefully considered. So means like there is dharma. So dharma is very complicated, right? Sometimes something can be dharma, something can be adharma. So if there is an assembly of devotees, a person who is considering those topics of dharma, he will present his understanding of his dharma, so that the assembly of devotees they will confirm, yes, this is dharma, or they may discuss, or they may modify like that. So he's saying that in the assembly of devotees, uh, the person will present, announce the principles which they have carefully considered. So there will be the discussion about dharma together, and they can come to a common conclusion together. So they because topics of dharma, they by their own they cannot come to conclusion. So therefore, in the devotee association, one should reveal those topics of dharma after considering them carefully. So then he says that I have been engaged by the Lord as the punisher of the citizens. Aham Dandadaro Raja means generally the king has a duty. Someone misbehaves, he has to punish. And also he has a duty to protect all the citizens. So I have been engaged by the Lord to protect the citizens, to punish the citizens. And also I am also as a duty of giving occupations, right? There's so many Varnashrama rules for each of them, assigning some of the occupations. And I also need to establish the rules of Varnashram. So that these are all the roles that are given by the Lord. So this service is given by the Lord, and I am carrying on my head the weight of many types of service to you. So this is like he's saying that oh, king should always be worshipped. So for that he's saying that I am not a one should not say that we should worship the king, but actually I have also appointed as a king by the Supreme Lord, who is the original object of worship. And what is my duty to engage you in your occupations? That means I am also a servant. So Prithu Maharaj is talking about the servant leadership, right? I am also servant of the Lord, and Lord has engaged me in this service of taking care of you and engaging you in your proper duties. So in this way, he's talking about servant leadership. So I do all these activities because I am engaged with the Supreme Lord. I am taking this stick. This is like this danda, this rod of punishment. Is like medicine for curing the sickness of sinful action. Like people always commit sinful activities, but this danda will cure that. I am employed in this way by the Lord for protecting the citizens from thieves, and I am also engaged by the Lord to give occupations to the citizens. I am engaged by the Lord to establish the rules of Varnashrama. So, in this way, so many duties, the weight of so many types of service I am carrying upon my head as a service to you. So in this way, as like Prithu Maharaj is giving that I am a servant of all of you, engaged by the Lord to serve you. So in this way, he says servant leadership principle, and he is kind of presenting himself as a uh, that please perform your occupational duties so that the Lord will be pleased with me. So in this way, he kind of requests his citizens to follow Dharma, and also he requests his citizens to worship the Lord. He kind of establishes that how to worship the Lord and all those things. So we'll consider this discussion of how the Lord instructs his citizens in the next time, and also how Kumaras instructs Rudumara. That also we'll see in the next time. So I'll stop here.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Indra Shri Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes.